Welcome to part 2 of the shirt tutorial. This is what, after you have both sides sewn up, this is what you should have. It should look like this. Look like this now. Well, roughly to this, whatever your body shape is, it's going to be conformed to that. So roughly something like this. And if you notice down here, it's already hemmed up because that's what was the bottom of the shirt. And now what we're going to be working on is the top part and the straps. So that's going to be the next part. And what we're going to want to do now is when we get to this step is to try it on to see how it fits. So I'm going to put it on and we'll be back. Sorry about the glare, but this is what it should look like once it's on, roughly. But what I usually do when I first make the top part, wear like a lightly padded push-up bra, so that if you decide to wear different kinds of bras with the shirt, you have that extra room. So it could be a little bit, because like right now, the show, when I first put it together and everything, I had a bra on, a different one, and you can see how it's a little loose through here, but that's okay because then you can wear different things under it to depending on what your preferences are and whatnot. So yeah, so that's okay, but it's a little loose. So this is what it should look like from the front and the back. Should roughly look, because we put the top part right here under the shoulder blade so it can come down more. So it should roughly look like this. The back and the front. So yeah. So that's what it should look like as it's fitting. Then if when you put it on and the seams right through here on the sides that you just sewn up start coming undone. And this is why you try it on now, so you can move around and work it a little bit. Then if the sides seams start coming undone, that's when you sew it up some more. Then as the rest of it gets done, you're going to do the same thing. So the next step is, what we're going to do is you should have a pocket, the two sides, and the top. And the top is what we're going to use. What we're going to do now is go from the bottom right here and go up 2 inches. Then we're going to cut along that top line, like make a mark, then cut straight across. Then we're going to do 2 of those because we're going to need 2, because going from here to here isn't long enough, because you can see right where the arms, sleeves attach, and it doesn't matter because it's not going to be perfectly even, so that's not going to matter because we're going to fix that later. So 2 inches, cut, then do another 2 inches, then cut straight across. I'm going to do that, then we'll be back. There's a hint to help make sure that it's all even. Sorry if you can't quite see, but if you look from here to here on this part, from here to here, from here to here and here to here, like going along. It's not going to be exactly even. It's going to be kind of a little bit rounded because of where the sleeves are, where you cut. What you're going to do is from the center, that's where you're going to start, 2 inches up from there. Then you can go over 2 inches, over 2 inches, and as you go over, make a mark at 2 inches, and go and do the other side. Then when you line up all those lines, it should be a straight line and all even. So you're going to do that twice, and yeah. So you can do that once, cut, do it again, cut along that line. Now when you're going to cut it, what I usually do is right where the seam is, right where the sleeve is. You're going to find right where the fold is, and right under the fold, that's where you're going to cut straight up. Like, take the scissors, get it right in there, and you're going to cut the best you can along that, all the way up to your line. Give me a second. There we go. Because you want to get as close to that as possible. Up to that line. So it should be something like that. And that's where the seam is. Because we're not going to bother ripping the seams off this. Then you do the same thing on the other side. Then cut along the line. And if the line didn't happen to be exactly exact, that doesn't matter, because we're gonna just fold that over later and use it as the trim for up here. And I'm gonna get those cut and be back. Now that we have the 2 pieces cut, the first piece we cut, it's gonna look kind of like this. You can see the edges, like the sides right here. Now it's not perfectly straight. Then the second piece we cut, how it is straight on the sides here. What's more straight. Well, what we're gonna do is gonna choose one end to match up with the other. So I'm going to use this end to match up with this edge. So when put it together, it's going to be like that. Because we're going to do, cut this straight, then we're going to sew both these edges together, like these 2 sides, to make one long piece. I'm going to do that, then we'll be back. Now that they're sewn together, should be one long strip like this. We're gonna save that for later. So what we're gonna do is it's gonna be folded in half. That's what's gonna become the trim on the shirt. It's gonna go along like this. But for now, we put that aside. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut 2 more pieces. This time it's going to be ½ an inch, like the way we did it before, but it's going to be ½ an inch instead of 2 inches. We're going to cut 2 of those, and that's what's going to become the straps. They're going to be longer, because what's going to happen is going to see how much longer this is. Going to be more than what the straps are. So we're going to do that next. Cut the ½ an inch, 2 of them, and we'll be back. I'm sorry about that. It's actually for the next two pieces you cut. It's not half an inch, it's an inch. So you're gonna need an inch. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have an inch strips like this. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one end, you're gonna make sure one end stays uncut, and the other end is where you're gonna start cutting. You're gonna have cut straight down in 3 equal pieces, all the way down to about right here. You don't cut, you leave. So when you hold it like this, there'll be a strip here, here, and here coming off of it. And that's what the next step is. Don't worry if you don't get the strips even, because it's gonna work out in the end. It's gonna be like this, how it's still attached at the top like that, and 3 strands. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a simple 3-strand braid, and the simplest way, because how long it is, because it's to keep it tight, is what I figured. You take your foot, then you hold it with your foot, then you can keep it tight like this. Let's see here. Then you can keep it tight, going like that. Then you braid it. So, when I have it braided, I'll be back. Now that you have it braided, it should look like this. There will be a difference in the lengths of each strand as you get to the end. So where the shortest one is, you want to find that, make sure that's right here, then make sure all 3, right where the shortest part is together like that. Then what you're gonna do is make sure that's still tight in your foot. Then what you're gonna do, you're going to sew that so it's making sure it's still tight. Sometimes this can be difficult. Simply sew it, and that's right up here, just so it all stays nicely together, braided and tight before we attach it. And what you're going to do is repeat the same thing on the other side. And straps will be finished. should have a strap that looks like that. And what you're gonna want to do now is take it and go across like this. You can see. You can make adjustments, making sure that it is going to fit, and that way you can adjust things. One needs to go up higher on the top, the front needs to go up more, then you can make that adjustment now, because they're gonna find part of that, and that's how you're gonna do it. Because the height on the front and back is going to be based on how long the strap is now. And if the strap isn't long enough, then what you want to do is just cut another strip and just add to it. That's all you have to do. So usually right where the bra strap is where the straps would go. So roughly about like right here is where you're gonna mark. So I'm gonna make a mark right here. So mark circle, so I know where that's at. And when you're doing this process, you can get marker all over your fingers, so prepare for that. Then what you're gonna do is take this, pin it, then go like this, then wherever it's gonna fall, usually you want to follow your bra strap, then right where it falls, you're going to hold right there. Then you're going to undo everything while you're still holding this one spot where your fingers are. And that's where you're going to make your next dot, and do that for both sides. Now that you have both straps made and your marks down for your straps, where you're going to put them, now what you're going to want to do is open it up all the way. When you lay it down, you're going to want to find out where the exact center is on the back. So find that, and after you find that where the exact center is, then what we're going to do is this long piece, what you're going to do is going to be folded in half, and where the center is here, that's where we're going to place right here on the center there. So when it's sewn, what you're going to do is it's going to, as the hem, it's going to be like this on the inside. So when it's flipped over, it's going to be sandwiched in, so it looks like that when it's flipped over. Then you have to make sure you have the straps in correctly, where the bottom of it goes up like this on the inside, going up like that. So when it's sandwiched in and folded, it'll be in like that along the seam. We're gonna do that, then we'll be back. And the best way to find the center on the back is after you measure it, divide it in half. You're gonna go from the right side, which is the side of the buttons. You measure the half, then make a dot, because that's where the half is gonna be. Then when you measure from the left side, it won't be even. But the thing is, when you fold it in half, front, so like when it's actually buttoned up and everything, let's just button up this top one. I can show you. Then you go like this. Then this. You can see I made the dot right here, and it's right in between where the buttons are. That's the best way you can get as close to being accurate with getting that center dot. Then what you're gonna do, just make sure after you have enough going around, just make sure you have enough fabric. So yeah, there's gonna be enough. So you make sure you have enough. Then when you start sewing, you're gonna fold this in half. Then we're going to take this, put it right against on the inside. And on the inside like this. If you have a sewing machine, it'll make it easier and faster. But if you don't, you can do it by hand. You're just going to sew along going like that. And right when you get to where the strap is, should be, dot is, you're going to have your strap there, and you're going to enforce it by really sewing that in and locking it in. Then after you do that, you flip it inside, from the inside to the outside. Then when I get that done, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now that you have all the way to the front, right to here, done, sewn, right where the buttons are, you want to stop right there. Then what you're gonna do is take scissors, cut right, just straight down, leaving a little bit of excess fabric. Then you're going to take that excess fabric, you're going to fold it in on itself, so it's on the inside. Like this. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to get it to cooperate. Just make sure it's all sandwiched inside there. So it's like that. Then it's a technique, it's called stitching in the ditch. I heard of this technique. I was watching a corset video. It was Lucy's corsetry. I was watching one of her videos, and she was showing a technique, how to do this with the corset. That's how I learned how to do this. What you do is you go from one side on the inner part, then you grab it, then you go and go to the next side on the inner part. Make sure it's on the inside. And pull. And you keep repeating that, making sure everything's still stuffed in there. And as you keep going from one side to the other, it should be sewn together and look like that. Then to reinforce it, just go back the other direction, doing the same technique as before, from one side to the other. Sometimes it can be kind of difficult. If you never, especially if you haven't done this technique before. I'm kind of messed up, but one side, the other side. All the way down. One side to the other. Sometimes it doesn't work very well. Well, you should have something that looks like this. Then you just tie it off. The way I usually tie things off is you do go like this, push it through, hold onto the loop. So as you're pulling it through, when there's enough thread, you can use this end, but if there's not, use the back end. Put the loop over it, over and over again, and over. Every time, sometimes I do 4, 3 to 4, and you pull all the way, then it knots it, like a surgeon's knot, something like that. Then you just pull it off, then you have that part finished. Then it's because we didn't go all the way through here. What you're gonna do is just regularly from your left off here, just sew it up, going around like that. Then repeat on the second side, and when you fold it over, and right where the seam is, where you fold it over, here's the strap. So it should look something like that. And you just repeat on the other side. Then and that's just the basic part of having it done, and you could wear it then. So when I get it done, the other half, then I'll be back. What I usually do is, when it's braided, how sewed down here to hold it, and how that little extra long. I usually take that and use this part as the back part. And I make sure, because when you pull down like this, it should go straight the way that you braided it. Keep it all even, and gotta take this part, what I usually do, sandwich it in, like put this here, and on the inside right here, again, fold that, make sure everything's all lined up. You can see that, right here it's all lined up. Now this is sticking out, you want that to stick out, and as you're sewing, what you want to do is, when you put it through the bottom, make sure you get through this layer and these two layers, these two, and this one, as you're getting through this, then because of this is sticking through, you won't be able to go around like this. So what I usually do is put it through this part, go through the bottom like you normally do, and go through this, and go through this piece again, and you keep repeating that until you have this really secure, and you go all the way to, when you get to the front of the strap, then you pull on it, make sure that it's all straight, and you repeat that when you get to the front part of the strap. Then when I have the rest of it sewn, now that we have it all sewn, what we're gonna do now is fold. It's more like a collar. I got the idea to have this as a trim from one of the shirts that I have. It's an Evanescence corseted tube top that has removable straps. That's where I got the idea to do this. So what you're going to do is fold it over, and if you need to get it flat and it won't stay flat, and you need to iron it, you can use a clothes iron. And if you don't have an iron, you can just take a pot and quickly heat it on the stove till the bottom's hot, and spritz some water on the fabric, then just move the bottom like this over where it's wet, and the more wet the better it ends up as the water steams. So, but you don't want it drenched, you just want it where it's a little wet, and yeah, and just keep pulling real tight, not pulling and working that fabric. We'll get it so it's on the outside. Then should look roughly like this. Now let's try it on and see how it fits. Okay, now that you've put the top on, what you want to do is right where the collar part is, you're gonna want to work it and mark it so it's flat all around, which is the back. It's much easier for it to lay down. So I want to make sure it's on properly. All the straps go in the middle where the buttons are. And yeah. And the only difference between this and a regular girl shirt is the way it buttons. I'm not quite sure why it's, because guys' shirts button to the right, how this is. Then girls' shirts button to the left, where this side would have been on top instead of this side being on the top. And I heard something has to do with military fashion, but I'm not quite sure because I never did the research on it. But that's the only difference between this and a regular girl's shirt. It's just the way it buttons. And now that I have it on, everything's adjusted. You can see that it's kind of flopping a little in some spots. You can fix that by the under part right here, this layer. You can sew it down, making sure you don't get the top. You can do that to help any parts that aren't staying down the way you want it. And so far this is what the top, let's do this, where the top looks like. So just make sure it fits. See? Let's do this really quickly. The front, and here's the back. Yeah, what the back looks like. So, yeah, the front and the back. And that's how you can make just a simple, cute top out of a guy's shirt. This is one of the shirts that I got a long time ago, and I was never gonna wear it. So I decided to do this with it, and it's an Old Navy shirt, so yeah. And that's just how you can do a basic top. Just a simple, basic top from a guy's shirt. You just want to make sure that the shirt's bigger than what you are, at least 2 sizes bigger, so you have that excess fabric. And when you have all this excess fabric that's left, you can use to put other details on it, like you can do a corseted back, strap that goes around right here and ties, and a bunch of other cute things you can do with it. So that's why you make sure it's bigger, so you have excess fabric for other things you can do with. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to just do the basic top. And I've done this top already for a dress I'm making, so when I get that dress done, you can see the difference from this, just a regular top, and one where it's with a dress. So yeah.